Long week for you. Lucky you got me though. Let's see what that phone look. What the phone look like? Let's see what color the phone is.
Wallet white.
The wallet's white.
Phone is pink. Case is clear.
What the fingernails look like?
Nails are clear. Lips are pink. Your girl love them.
I thought this was football. I guess everybody's concerned about a pink iPhone. Talk about that and much more here on the Student Body Right USC podcast. All right, welcome to the Student Body Right USC podcast. I think the thing that I really with Twitter, you find out how much hate there is in the world. So with the whole Caleb Williams thing, and Caleb Williams, it's not a Caleb Williams situation, whether it's him jumping in the crowd to embrace his mother and cry after a tough loss and realizing that any chance of a playoff for that team is done, and all that culmination of the last 2 years is over. Or you have the situation where he's supporting the USC women's basketball team, and he has a pink phone. And everybody is going up in arms about it. I think at the end of the day, number one, when you know you can't attack somebody for what they actually do for a living, you pick up on any little thing you want to. People know that they can't attack Caleb Williams on the field. I mean, over 100 touchdowns, over 120 touchdowns in 3 seasons. Won the Heisman Trophy. All those things like that. They know they can't attack him on the field, so they attack him off the field. And when you think about the concept of him, let's break it down. I never picked up the newspaper or looked online or got an alert that Caleb Williams was doing something off the field that was erroneous. His Caleb Cares program is one of those really second to none as far as that goes. He's going to be the first NIL superstars to kind of go to the National Football League. And in a situation where Caleb Williams is, like, I have a pretty good idea about how Caleb Williams is going to act when he gets money, because when he has money, look what he's doing with the money. Like, I mean, he's not, he got a nice car and everything like that. But like, I mean, what crazy things are we seeing about Caleb Williams off the field? Rashid Rice just got, arrested for drunk driving. Allegedly. We know about if you're a Raiders fan, you know about the Henry Ruggs situation. Like, I mean, all these things are there, and people are talking about red flags. I mean, like, a red flag because you showed emotion. I think one thing we have to like kind of stay clear of is, there was a tweet the other day where a woman said, I give men credit for holding in their emotions when everything around them is going really, really poorly. And because men are taught when they're young to not show emotion, that if you do, that you're a bitch, you're a girl, you're all these things. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's the issue. That's kind of one of the things that we're sitting here discussing. Long story short, that emotional situation for Caleb Williams should not have been, put in a negative light in my mind. Him with his mom in the stands that day. Also, him having a pink phone is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's why I blasted out pictures of JJ Watt wearing pink, Ray Lewis wearing pink. I guess those guys are like not manly as well too. So what I want to tell people who don't like Caleb or want him to be a flop, but they can't give you a reason why he's going to be a flop, I would say it's easier to do this. Just make a proclamation on social media that you hate Caleb Williams, and no matter what he does, you hate him. Like, it's easier. Like, stop thinking too hard. You're thinking about like all these other things, like, pink phone, white phone case, like nails being painted or whatever. You know, in my mind, just do the right thing, ease your soul, and just say, I hate this player, and I don't care what he does. I want him to fail. I mean, it's just easier that way because then you don't look. Then you don't look. I'd rather have that proclamation about Caleb Williams than a proclamation about stuff that does not matter at all. Because as far as this situation in his life, where he is right now, he has handled criticism. He has handled fame. He has handled being a leader of a football team very well. And you cannot find a single teammate, whether it's Oklahoma or USC, that's going to give up the goods and say, oh my God, that Caleb Williams, man, I can't stand that dude. He's selfish. He's this, he's that, because those things don't exist. He's not any of those things. You can't find teammates to do that because let's be honest, if that was the case, they would have given up the goods. They would have told you that Caleb is not this and not that. And this whole somebody tweeted out about he didn't win anything. The dude is going to be the first pick in an NFL draft. You can't tell me he didn't win nothing. All right. Peyton Manning. Did Tennessee win natties and when he was there? Did Eli Manning win natties? Did Andrew Luck win natties? Did the great Jaden Daniels win a natty? Did he make a playoff? You can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose what you want to criticize and what you want to criticize. I treat everybody with a blank canvas and let the play on the field decide who's better. And right now, I think Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in football, in college football. I think it is. I think it could. It's a little bit. It could be a little bit closer than people think. With Drake May and some of the talented guys out there like Jay Daniels, but he deserves the success. He deserves everything that he's dedicated his life for to do here. And I know it's a USC podcast, and you're going to say, "Oh my God, you're just like brown nosing Caleb Williams." I know. I'm just looking at the film and what he did on the field. And I stood on the sidelines at USC and saw the way his teammates revered him. And what a good teammate he was to Miller Moss when Miller Moss had his first start in the Holiday Bowl against Louisville. Right? Okay. So, with that being said, let's go on to Mr. Eric Henderson. So, Coach Henny, if you will, everybody affectionately calls him that. The guy has just been, he's kind of transforming in the mentality and the whole, situation out there in Los Angeles. I think that it's pretty clear that the fact that they're in on all these defensive linemen, that all these defensive linemen are coming or committing to USC, it's to work with him. So he's going to be in that situation where, no amount of money is going to be out of the question. I mean, he's probably going to be the highest paid defensive line coach, defensive coordinator in all of football, because every team every team's success starts with the defensive line. It's not even a question. Every single team, their success starts with the defensive line. So I'm excited for it. The team is just electric for him. They're talking about whether it's Nate, whether it's Clifton, whether it's Rakes, whether it's Bear Alexander, whoever you hear get interview, obviously he's the coach. You're not going to rip. They're not going to rip their new coach in the context of an interview after 6 or 7 practices. But you can see the admiration already. You can see it coming already, and they have done a good job with that. We'll see what they do in the spring game. Obviously, spring game, you just don't want to get people hurt. So that's one of the things that I'm really worried about with a spring game. But you can't play football that way. Rich Gannon used to say you can't play football scared. So physical practices or something going to be physical practices won't be a outlier thing at USC. you're going to see physical practices be the norm, and that's the way it should be, because football is football, man. You can't take the physicality out of football. No matter what it is, they can make all these different rules, but at the end of the day, defensive line play is the defensive line play, and you need to have really good defensive line play to become a really good football team, especially when you're going to a conference like the Big Ten, because you have a lot of powerful, offensive linemen in that conference. So, Somebody Right USC podcast, more stuff coming up as we get closer and closer to the spring game on April 20th on 420. That's kind of funny that is on 420. For those who partake in 420. We have a lot more stuff coming up, including this week. We're going to do a breakdown. I know Raider fans want to see it, and I'll kind of do it as a goodbye to Brendan Rice. But we'll do a Brendan Rice breakdown. We'll break out some coaches' film and break down Brendan Rice as a wide receiver. All right. Somebody Right USC podcast. As always, folks, fight on.